Okay, so just finding a nice, comfortable seat. You are welcome to be in your chair. If it feels better to be seated on the floor or even come to laying down, you can always do that as well. Just find a spot where you can kind of drop in, get quiet, check in, see how you're doing today. Before we go there, let's all take a nice deep inhale through the nose. And then open your mouth, sigh the breath out, let it go. Ha. Couple more times like that. Smooth, deep inhale, really fill up with air, maybe even pause at the top. And then open your mouth, sigh the breath out, ha. Let it all go, let the Mondays go, the weekend go. Craziness of this past year, just put it aside for the next hour. You don't have to worry about it. And then do that a time or two more if you need to, if that feels good. Eventually finding that steady rhythm of your breath. So nice inhale through your nose. Nice exhale through your nose. You might be dropping into your jai breath. So if you're doing that, you're constricting the sides of the throat a little bit. There's an audible sound to the breath. You can also skip that, but just inhale and exhale through your nose, just keeping it nice and easy. So whatever is feeling best for you here today. Observe if the inhale feels a little easier in your body, perhaps the exhale feels a little easier, noticing these things. And eventually moving towards trying to create this idea of symmetry between the two of them. And it might be helpful to count the breath, the inhale and the exhale to find that initially. With your eyes closed, you might even notice almost this, like it's really subtle swaying sensation that happens. So even though it feels like this pose is very static, it's not. As you begin to find this even rhythm of your breath, it might feel as though you're creating more space inside your body, especially with that inhale. So enjoy that sensation. And then we're just going to be here for a couple of moments. So just soaking up this silence, kind of setting the tone for the rest of our practice ahead, the rest of the day ahead, the rest of the week ahead. When your attention wanders, and it will, that's okay. Just come back to your breath. You might have to do that many, many times. That's all right. Good. Take a nice deep inhale through your nose. Open your mouth, sigh the breath out, let it go, ha. And then you can gently start to blink your eyes open here. And let's get into the shoulders a little bit. So inhale, scrunch your shoulders up towards your ears. And then exhale, release down. We're going to do several rounds of that. So inhaling, you're like inviting tension into your body. But then as we exhale, we feel that sense of release and that sense of relief. A couple more. And then releasing down. So just getting into the neck a little bit. Let's just nice and easy start to bring our chin towards our chest. And this first one of these of every yoga practice always feels really intense. It's hard to let the back of the neck lengthen and release. So do the best that you can here. Your hands could be on your thighs. You might be releasing your arms by your side. That's probably going to be a little more intense stretch. So if you're there and it feels like you need to back out a little bit, just listen to that. In either variation here, wherever your hands are at, sometimes the shoulders like to creep up to the ears. So keep softening them down. So again, you're getting lots of length through the sides of your neck. And maybe even just as we visualize that lengthening through the sides of our waist on our inhale, kind of just think of your neck as this like little mini waist. So that same thing is happening. Couple more good breaths here. And again, this can be really intense. So keep that breath moving. Try to keep the face and the jaw soft and relaxed. As we inhale, just bring your chin level with the floor. So you're just gazing out in front of you. And then again, just you can either have hands on thighs or reaching by your side. We're going to take our right ear towards that right shoulder. And we're going to try to keep releasing the shoulder down. You're going to feel this intense stretch through the left side of your neck. So this is where you might need to like modify a little bit. So hand on thigh is going to maybe be a little less intense. If you're enjoying that stretch, you can reach through your fingertips. Breath smooth and steady, that inhale through your nose, that exhale through your nose. Good. Come back to center with your neck. And then as we exhale, start to let your left ear fall towards that left shoulder. And right away, you might notice that this side feels pretty different in your body. So you're observing that. You're getting curious about that. You're making any little modifications, adjustments that you might need to. And also just remembering that this might feel really different than last week. So never forcing anything, always being open to the idea that our yoga practice is this very fluid, changing thing. And again, just really using your breath to help you find a sense of ease, a sense of presence in the pose. Good. As you inhale, come up to center. And then as we exhale, we start to release our chin towards our chest again. And hopefully this is starting to feel a little easier. So a lot of times by the time we get to this second round, we're already starting to find a little more space. It's not always true, but often. And then let's keep our chin tucked here. Nice and slow. Start to make that little quarter circle as you bring your right ear towards your right shoulder. So taking your time. And then when you get all the way over there, just come back to center. Again, keeping chin tucked. And then we're just going to do that a couple of times. So it's kind of just going off to that right side. And you're finding your pace. You can move a little more if that feels better. You might want to move really, really slow, especially as you pass through those spots that are really intense. If you've lost your breath at all, come back to your breath. That can happen in these challenging little stretches. Good. And then the next time your right ear comes off to that right shoulder, just hang out there. And then this time, if you'd like to take your right hand to the top of your head and just apply a little gentle pressure, you're welcome to do that. You might not need to go there. This little sequence is a good little one to do every day. While you're watching Netflix. I would lie to you guys and tell you that I do this every day when I'm watching Netflix, but I don't. All right, so go ahead and release your right hand, keeping chin tucked. Come back to center. Let's take a nice deep inhale here. Open your mouth, sigh the breath out. Ha. And then that same little sequence to the second side. So you're kind of picking the pace here. We start to make that little quarter turn with the chin tucked as we bring our left ear towards our left shoulder. You can move slow, you can move a little faster. Sometimes when it's really intense, it feels better to move a little quicker until we kind of start to comb out some of the tangles. And just playing around on this left side, maybe observing how it feels different than the right side. And again, just check in with shoulders, make sure that they're not creeping up to your ears. And there's no rush to get there. The next time your left ear is off to that left side, you can hang out there. Listening to that sound of your breath. So using our breath as this nice little tool to help focus. And also to just help us be in these kind of challenging little poses. Stay here like this. If you want a little more and it feels okay to do so on this side, just bring the top of your, or your left hand to the top of your head. Breath smooth and steady. Good, deep inhale. As you exhale, just release your left arm by the side if you took that variation. And then moving nice and slow, keeping chin tucked. Come back to center here. A few more breaths. So hopefully at this stage of the game, the back of that neck is feeling nice and long, like it's lengthened out a little bit. You might even find this sensation that as you inhale, there's this lift of your chest up towards your chin. There's that expansiveness across your heart and chest. And then nice and easy, just start to lift your head up. So again, chin comes parallel to the floor. And then this time, let's start to roll shoulders, which is going to feel really good. So you can start to roll them back. Nice work. And then let's roll them forward. Good. Roll back again. And then release your shoulders down your back. So you're finding that nice cat-cow or that nice mountain pose. We're going to move into cat-cow next. My brain got ahead of me. So feeling your shoulders stack over your sit bones, maybe peek down at your feet. So just make sure that you're still about hips distance apart. Your ankle is landing underneath your knee. And then we're going to just start to move with the breath. So finding this idea of vinyasa, this idea of flow, moving meditation. So inhale. You start to arch in your lumbar. You rock to the front of your sit bones. Shoulder heads pressed back. So your chest is popping through the gates of your shoulders. As we exhale, we rock to the back of our sit bones. We find that lengthening through the back of the neck, that chin releasing towards chest feeling. Inhaling, arching. Good. Exhaling, rounding in. Gaze soft and gentle here. So you just kind of looking at something in front of you, kind of a soft focus. You could also have your eyes closed here if you feel steady and balanced. Sometimes that's nice. It just kind of helps to bring the gaze inward so we can start to pay attention to how the spine is feeling, how the breath is connecting with this movement. And do get curious about the spine. Where is the movement really easy for you? Where is it a little constricted? Just noticing. And also just noticing how as we're here a little bit longer, things start to shift and open up. As we continue here, if you'd like to get the arms involved, as you inhale, arch, start to stretch your right fingertips forward or left, it doesn't matter. As you exhale, you release back down, round in, and then inhaling, adding that opposite arm. Nice work. Exhale, rocking back. And just really letting this feel good. Maybe you're observing how when we connect the movement with the breath, for a lot of us, it has this nice calming quality. It almost helps to quiet the mind a little bit. It's like it's giving the brain a little something to chew on. Let's do a couple more rounds to each side here. Good. When you've finished with that left arm, just come back to nice, tall mountain pose. Make any little adjustments that you need. And then let's close our eyes just for a breath or two, checking in, observing how we're feeling. So perhaps you're starting to feel that heat that's happening in the body. Your heart might be beating a little bit faster. The breath may have sped up a little bit. And see if you can slow those things down. So find that smooth, steady inhale through your nose. That smooth, steady exhale through your nose. Good. And then you're going to blink your eyes open. So we're going to get into the shoulders a little more here. Okay. So we're going to interlace our fingers. So you're going to interlace the webbings, and we're going to take our arms behind our head. And this is intense. So you're going to feel a stretch in your shoulders. All right. So we're going to take a nice deep inhale here. As you exhale, start to drop that right elbow down. Ooh. Inhale up to center. Good work. As you exhale, left elbow releases down. Nice work. So you're still sitting pretty tall here, just moving the arms. Inhale up to center. Great job, everybody. As you exhale, drop that right elbow down. Good. Inhale up to center. Exhale, release the left elbow down. Good. Inhale up to center. And then as we exhale here, we drop that right elbow down. Let's go ahead and release the arms here. And then maybe you start to really sink into that side stretch, reaching that left arm up and over. Notice if the right shoulder is creeping up around your ear, soften down so it feels like the shoulder blades are kind of releasing in towards each other. Feel this action of right ribs spinning up towards the ceiling. You might gaze forward. You might start to look up underneath that top arm. Breath smooth and steady. Good. Take a nice deep inhale. As you exhale, come upright, release that left arm down. Let's just take a couple breaths here before we take that to the second side. So kind of let the feeling come back to the arms. Good. So we're going to interlace fingers behind us again. So I want you to interlace the way that feels kind of funny. So put the opposite thumb and index on top. And it's surprising. It's interesting here. It's actually going to feel probably a little tighter to bring these hands back. So kind of just observe that. Feel the shoulder blades squeeze in towards each other. And then feel the shoulder blades also release down your back. Nice deep inhale here. As we exhale, keep the body upright. Just release that left elbow down. It might not go very far. Inhale up to center. Good. Exhale. Right elbow drops to the right. Ooh, feeling that in that upper arm. Inhale, back to center. Good work. Exhale, drop to the left. I've been really liking this one lately. Inhale, up to center. Good. Exhale, dropping that right elbow down. Inhale to center. And then exhale. Releasing here, and then you're going to release the interlacing of your fingers so that left palm can face in towards the body. Actually, both hands are facing in towards the body. Good, and then maybe you start to lean a little more to the left. So feeling this really nice stretch through the side body. As you're doing that, you're feeling these left ribs spiral up. Keep shoulder blades releasing on top of each other. And then find a place that feels good with your gaze. Some of us might be able to look up underneath that top arm. That looks gorgeous, Martha. If you've lost the breath, you come back to it. Good. One more deep inhale. As we exhale, we release that right arm down. Come back upright to that mountain pose. And I don't know about you, but especially that right side kind of feels like the blood is coming back into the arm. So just take a couple of breaths here. And then let's just go ahead and flow with that side to side. I always think that feels really nice. So as you inhale, lean to the right, left arm comes up and over. As you exhale, you release that arm down. Inhale, right arm comes up and over. Good. Exhale, release. And then you're just continuing on your own and you're finding a pace that feels good in your body. You're not too fast. You're not too slow. You're just right. Enjoying this sense of rhythm that you're creating. These look great. Let's do a few more rounds to each side. Good, and then you'll finish leaning to that left side. You'll come back to your mountain pose. And let's just go back into a few more rounds of cat-cow here. So inhaling, arching. Exhaling, rounding in. Already noticing how even this simple little movement's feeling different. You're already finding some space and hopefully some ease inside your body. Good, inhaling, coming up to center, so finding that nice mountain pose, and again, just making any little adjustments that you need to. And let's come into our seated version of crescent pose, and we'll do a couple arm variations and maybe even move towards twisting with this. So let's start with this right side. So we're gonna keep this right knee bent, and you can extend your left leg to straight. That being said, if it just feels better if it feels more steady and stable, you can also just keep both legs bent. So the same actions basically are happening. But if you do feel steady and comfortable and you can extend that left leg to straight, you're welcome to do so. And then do just peek to make sure that right knee is landing over your right ankle. And of course, our legs are about hips distance apart. We don't want to get in too tight. So you're finding that nice sense of space. Feel your sit bones here. So really root down into your sit bones. And then as we inhale, we're gonna reach our arms out and up. And let's kind of like make this nice V shape. So we're not getting in too tight here. Kind of a little wider than shoulders distance apart. Good, and then let's bring our palms to face forward. We're gonna make fists here. And then like you're moving through molasses, as you exhale, start to cactus the arms. So elbows release down, nice work. Good, and then the same thing, kind of just pretend that you're pressing through like sticky honey. So it's hard to straighten those arms, come up, nice work. So it feels like this isometric stretch. Exhale, pull down. Maybe see if you can find that feeling of elbows squeezing in towards each other behind your back. Beautiful work. Inhale up here. Good, one more as you exhale. Slowly pull down. And then let's inhale, stretch up. You can release the fingers so palms face in towards each other. Maybe you bring your gaze up here. So that's going to definitely challenge the balance. If that doesn't feel good, you just keep looking straight ahead. And then as we exhale, we're going to take our arms out wide. Okay, so Jim, you're going to go nice and gentle with this. Jim, you're just going to take your left hand to your left thigh, right hand to hip. For those of us going a little deeper, keep arms extended and twist to the right. Nice. And take a couple breaths there like that. So imagine that you have two good friends, one on either side of you, holding onto your wrist, gently stretching you apart. And then go ahead and release. So again, left hand could come to the inside of your left thigh. Maybe you can get that hand to the outside of your right thigh. And then just grab a piece of chair behind you. And then from here, you use that leverage inside your body to gently press your shoulder heads back. And then you're finding a place with your gaze that feels good. Some of us move towards looking out over that right shoulder. We don't overdo it, especially if it feels like too much. These look really nice. Nice work, Scott. As you inhale, use that breath to help you find that length in your spine. And then that exhale, that emptying out, just kind of helps you wring everything out. So maybe you just twist in a thought more, a micromillimeter more. Good. Let's take a nice deep inhale here. As you exhale, start to unwind, come back to center with your torso. And then one more time here, inhale, take up lots of space, feel all that openness in your shoulders. Nice, Tammy. Arms reach up overhead. Maybe this time you press palms, maybe you gaze up. And then as you exhale, go ahead and release down. So if you have that left leg extended, you can go ahead and bring it in, and we'll take that little sequence to the second side. So crescent pose on the left, working into twisting on the left. You're welcome to keep right knee bent, or you can extend leg to straight. And if you're doing this at home, watching on YouTube, you could always just be seated here and doing it like so. So lots of options. Side to side, sometimes our bodies are different, things feel different, so always adjust as you need to. So do just make sure that left knee is over your left ankle. Just that's nice alignment. Feel both of your sit bones rooting down into your chair. And even if you can't feel that energetically, kind of just envision that idea and notice how it informs the sides of your waist. So it feels like you sit a little taller. All right, here we go. As we inhale, arms reach out and up, like take up lots of space. And then keeping arms a little wider than shoulders distance apart here. Starts to feel that gentle lift of your sternum. Good, and then we're gonna spin our palms to face forward. Make those fists with your hands. Good. So you're engaging the muscles here. You're like creating tension in your body to make this a little more challenging. As you exhale, find those cactus arms. Feel that openness across your heart and chest. Feel shoulder blades squeezing in towards each other on your back. Nice work. Inhale. Imagine that you're pressing a barbell up that has weights on it. Great work. As you exhale, pulling down. Good. Inhale, pressing up. Beautiful, beautiful work. Good. As you exhale, pull down. Good. Inhale, press up. And then just release your fingertips, stretch them out. That's going to feel nice. Take a deep inhale here. And then as we exhale, we take our arms out wide so you can have your palms facing forward again. So if you're being gentle with twisting, if you have stuff going on in your spine, you can just come into a nice gentle twist here. So left hand to the outside of left thigh, right hand on right thigh to the inside maybe. So not really cranking at all. The rest of us who would like to go a little deeper, start to twist to the left as you continue to reach your arms out. And again, just imagine that you have two friends holding onto your wrist, gently tractioning you apart. And then if you're in this second variation, go ahead, grab a piece of chair behind you with that left hand. Right hand can come to the outside of your left thigh, maybe to the inside of your right thigh. Lots of different options. But you're just trying to find a little leverage here. So as hands press, you can start to pull your shoulder heads back. You feel that openness, that lift. And then as you continue to breathe smooth and steady, perhaps finding a place with your gaze. That gives you a little stretch in the neck. So you could be moving towards looking out over that left shoulder. Good. Inhaling for length. Exhaling, twisting in. Good. And then let's take another deep inhale. Exhale, start to unwind so your torso comes to face forward. Nice work. As you inhale, arms reach out and up. And again, this time, if you would like, if the shoulders feel open enough to press palms, you can do that. Maybe gaze up. So feeling that lift of your heart and chest. Next, exhale. Go ahead and release your hands down. Nice work. So if that right leg is extended, you can bring it back in. So just finding this nice mountain pose. Taking a couple of breaths, maybe closing your eyes, letting everything slow down. All right, so let's come into our Garudasana, our eagle pose. We've done a lot to get into the shoulders, so let's just continue on that track today. So let's take our right thigh and cross it over our left thigh. So just being like this is perfect. It's a good place to be. Start to kind of find this idea of outer hips, inner thighs squeezing in towards each other, even if that's just a thought. Some of us will have the flexibility to tuck our left toes. Our right toes behind our left. I'm all confused in this pretzel shape. Doesn't matter. But you're welcome to play with that if you would like. And then again, just bring your hands to your hips. So notice how both hips are facing forward. So sometimes what happens is when we cross a leg over, this right hip would start to shift forward. So you want to still feel that idea of your crescent pose. So hips nice and even. All right. So you're rooting down into your sit bones. Let's go ahead and inhale, stretch the arms up. Good. And then as we exhale, we take them off to the side. Good. And we're going to give ourselves a hug. We're going to take the right arm underneath. All right. So elbows stack on top of each other. So you can just be holding on to the backs of your shoulders here. You might be able to bring the backs of your hands together. You might be able to reach around and press palms together. So all of these variations are really good spots. And then we're going to kind of floss the shoulders a little bit here. So we're going to keep sitting nice and tall. But as you inhale, I want you to lift the elbows up towards the ceiling. See if you can do that without puffing the ribs up or finding any of that cow sensation in your body. And then as we exhale, we start to lower the elbows down. So again, try not to round in your thoracic or get into that cat sensation. Inhaling. Elbows lift up. Keep shoulder blades releasing down. As you exhale, elbows release. So just getting into the shoulder girdle here. And for most of us, we're really tight. Upper body is pretty intense, especially when life is stressful. Inhaling, lifting. Good. Exhale. Release down. Nice work. And then we inhale, hold here so you don't have to go quite as high, kind of split the difference. Maybe begin to bring your gaze up. Good, take another deep inhale. As as you exhale, release the arms, and then they come by the side here. Ooh. And then let's keep the legs like this, and let's just find another little seated twist here. So we're going to take our right hand behind us, and you can hold on to a piece of chair, and then you're just going to take your left hand to the outside of your right thigh. And you're being really careful with this. So Jim, you can go less far if this is a little easier for you. You are welcome to twist in a little deeper. If you want to come into prayer pose with your hands here, and you feel that you have the stability and the flexibility in your body to do this, maybe you start to hinge forward, bringing that left elbow to the outside of your right thigh, and then pressing your right palm to your left palm. So all beautiful variations. Nice work, everyone. Good work, Jim. Breath smooth and steady. These look beautiful, everybody. Couple more good breaths here. Good. Deep inhale. Exhale, unwind. Come back to center. Good. And then we just release the cross of that right thigh. So left thigh crosses over. And you could even just be seated here like this and kind of thinking outer hips, inner thighs, squeezing in. So lots of variations side to side. Things look different in our body. So you always modify, get creative for what you need. And then we're feeling these hip bones facing forward. So we have that alignment point in place. As we root into our sit bones, we're finding all of this gorgeous length through the sides of our waist. As we inhale, we stretch the arms up overhead. And then exhale, they come out wide. We take the left arm underneath, giving ourselves a hug. And again, lots of places you can be. So we're looking for elbows to stack. If you're tighter in the shoulders, just holding on to the shoulder blades is going to feel good. You might be able to bring the backs of the hands together. You might be able to press palms together. All right, so keeping your spine long, so resisting the urge to find that rounding and that arching in your spine, just generating the movement from your elbows, your arms. As you inhale, elbows start to lift any amount. It might be a tiny, tiny amount. As you exhale, they release down. You're getting curious about all of the spots where you're feeling this stretching. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, release down here. Couple more. It's just kind of flossing out the shoulders here. Inhaling, elbows lift. Exhale, they release down. One more round. Inhale, elbows lift. Exhale, they release. Good, and then just inhale, so you're not lifting as high as you can, kind of splitting the difference. Maybe start to bring your gaze up for a breath or two. Good, and then let's release the arms, stretch them up and overhead. Good, and then arms come out wide. So let's find our little twist here. So right hand to the outside of the left thigh, holding onto the chair with the left hand. So just finding that leverage. And then maybe if you want to hinge forward, get in a little deeper. You can bring the right elbow to the outside of that left thigh. Not necessary, these are both good. And then pressing palms together. And just notice how all of these little points touching, so elbow to thigh, palms pressing towards each other, helps you to wrap those right ribs up towards the ceiling a little more. Check in with your breath. Still make sure that it's moving. These twists on the inhale especially get really challenging. These look great, everyone. Couple more good breaths. Beautiful, beautiful focus. Good. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, unwind, come back to center. Good. And then just give the arms a little shake out. You can release that left thigh. So just coming back to your mountain pose here. And before we move to our Shavasana, let's do a little alternate nostril breathing today. So I am not going to mirror you guys. I'm going to be opposite because that might be more than I can handle right now. So I think that most of us have done this. So we're going to take our right hand. All right. And we're going to just kind of warm up the fingers. So you're going to bring the fingertips down to the bottom of the wrists. And then you're going to, pull them in. Good work. All right. So as you come here the next time, so knuckles are kind of at the top of the fingertips. We're going to keep the middle and index finger squeezing in. And this is hard and it doesn't have to look perfect. And you don't even have to use these fingers, but classically, this is kind of how it looks. And then you kind of, so we have the thumb here, and then we have the ring finger and the pinky kind of come together. So they're kind of like the same width as the thumb. And again, this doesn't have to be perfect. Sometimes the hands don't agree. So you could also just be using pointer and thumb. All right. So we're going to take this to the bridge of the nose. So we have the thumb on one side, and kind of you can feel, so like there's the bony part, and then you lower it a little bit, there's that soft part. So the tendency sometimes when we come into this alternate nostril breathing is to really press the nostril closed. You don't have to do that. It's just nice and gentle. You're just kind of sealing it off. So it's a soft touch. And again, you're just finding that place right below the bony part of the nose. All right. Okay. So you can close your eyes here. We're going to take a nice deep inhale through both nostrils. Full complete exhale through both nostrils. Good. We're going to block the left nostril. Inhale through the right. Good. Block right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Block left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Block right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Block left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Block right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Good. Block left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Block right, exhale left. Good, inhale left. Block left, exhale right. So release your right hand down. So without actually physically blocking, I want you to like energetically block left. Inhale right. And the same thing, see if you can, what does it feel like to block the right nostril without physically doing it? Exhale left. Inhale through the left side. Energetically block that left side. Exhale right. And then inhale through both nostrils. Exhale through both nostrils. And we start to move towards our final resting pose here, Shavasana. So you can just stay seated like this. It might feel good to come into a little modified child's pose if you're close to a desk. If it's easy for you to get to the floor and come into classic Shavasana, you're also welcome to do that. So you could do a forward fold in your chair if that feels nice. Just find a place where you can really surrender and let go these final few moments. So we've worked hard, now we rest hard. We kind of absorb all of the good things that we've done into our bones, into our body. Give our brain, our body a chance to sort it all out. And then as you come into this final resting pose, really give yourself permission to be quiet and still. Give yourself permission not to worry about all the things that have to get done just yet. It'll all be there. Asato ma satgamaya. Tamaso ma jyotirgamaya. Mrityorma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om. Take a deeper inhale. Open your mouth, sigh the breath out, let it go, ha. Bring a little movement back to your body, wiggle, stretch. Bring your awareness back to your body. And then bring your palms in a pile on top of your heart. Send yourself love and gratitude, send your body love and gratitude. It's a gift to be able to work together like this. It's not always easy, but it does make a difference. And just promise yourself you're going to carry some of this amazing feeling that you've created with you into the rest of the day, the rest of the week ahead. And finally, just bow your head with a smile. Beautiful work today, guys. Thank you. So good to see all of you. Namaste.